Hello and welcome to today's lecture. I'm going to read two different messages from Lantos, both from 2014, talking about the influence that each one of us has on the overall goal of creating the great star of Genesis, something that's going to have an impact on every person on earth, as well as all of creation. When you are at home alone, it is easy to feel isolated. It's easy to feel alone in your efforts and wondering whether what you're doing is having any effect whatsoever on your own life, much less on the lives of everyone else on the planet or on all of creation. So these messages help to focus on the influence that each one of us has on this overall project. From February 16th of 2014, Lantos said this: "Greetings. We are blessed on this day to enjoy the expanding beams of light, starlight. The beams which stream across the lands and waters are rays of the mighty great star of Genesis, rays of brilliant starlight. A great star casts a light which may be seen from a vast distance. The light spreads covering great lengths of time, great lengths of distance, millions of years, millions of miles. This is the purity and intensity of the radiant beams of starlight. Through the beloved global network of the light of Genesis, we are forming a webwork of this radiant substance. The substance is made of the strands of starlight, streaming rays of starlight. We are forming a specific pattern with these strands of precious starlight. The pattern is set to support with great efficiency the arrival of the blessed, mighty, great star for the Earth's new form in the era of eternal light. The pattern accomplishes the requirements of the removal of the residues, as well as the initiation of great centers of concentrated light in areas of dense population. The webwork connects the layers of existence and purifies the lands and oceans of the remains of action. Individual chambers of eternal light issue forth a brilliant stream of radiant starlight, while clusters or groupings of multiple star chambers give rise to spiraling bands which serve as the framework for the blessed global network. We will be describing in further detail these clusters of the streams of starlight and the effects and qualities of the framework of the web, the global web of starlight. Through the efforts of each ambassador, we are structuring the beloved global network for the emergence of the blessed new form for all. It is beautiful. Many blessings." So that was from February 16th of 2014, and Lantos was talking about how all of these chambers of eternal light come together to create this form, each one contributing to the form. Each ambassador of starlight, that would be you, each ambassador of the light of Genesis, contributing to form the overall global network of the light of Genesis to support the great star of Genesis. And since this is the year of the golden form, and the golden form is the great star of Genesis, it's helpful for us to focus on the effects of each one of our actions. The actions that each one of us takes has an effect. Each action has an effect on the entire world and on all of creation. This next message is from just a couple weeks earlier than the last message we read. This is from February 5th, and it's just an excerpt from that message. Lantos said, "The blessed force of starlight will shine brighter and brighter as each location of residue is addressed. One by one, the blessed chambers of eternal light turn night into day, emitting the radiance and beams of starlight. One by one, the global network of the light of Genesis forms the platform for the mighty great star of Genesis, the form for the era of eternal light. The role of the blessed ambassador is at once the servant and the king. Our blessed ambassadors fill the role of the master and director of great light, and at the same time are the humble servants of the mighty course of time during this blessed shift from the old to the new. Like one great universal form, the many individual hands of light spread the precious tools of light in a coordinated manner. In this way, a deep connection is formed between the ambassadors globally, together functioning to structure and bring forth this blessed great star of Genesis. The distances become insignificant. One hand moving in Asia is felt by all those dear ambassadors in America. The web may move in one corner, but this tiny movement will influence the entire structure of the web. As the strands of web work expand, the influence becomes more and more apparent on the surface of life. More and more, all actions become supported by the luminous rays of starlight which spread into the beautiful structure around the planet and extend even beyond. There is no wall which can prevent this light from entering. This light shines with a brilliant radiance. So those messages focus on a fundamental aspect that we have seen at every step along the path since Lantos introduced biogenesis. Each one of us is able to receive tremendous benefits from the tools and techniques that Lantos has given us, whether it is the chambers of starlight, whether it is the tree of Genesis, whether it is the coming singing seed fountains. Each one of us receives tremendous benefits, and this is where Lantos said each one of us serves as a king, but also as a servant, because every time each one of us does one of these techniques for our own benefit, we are supporting the path of time. We are supporting the effort of creating the great star of Genesis. We do both things at the same time. We control our own environment. We harness the power of the forces of creation with the song of the spheres, with the flying seed, with the singing seed fountains. All of these tools that Lantos has given us allow us to harness the forces of creation. But in doing so, in actually practicing our techniques and using the tools, we are supporting the overall effort to create the great star of Genesis, which affects everyone on earth and all of creation. And that final message where Lantos focused on each one of us together has an influence on everyone else. Each one of us has an influence on the overall structure. So I wanted to focus on this because when you are alone, it is easy to feel like your actions don't matter. And yet we see from these messages, they do. Every chamber of eternal light matters. Every singing seed fountain matters. This year, this July, Lantos and Master Teacher Todt introduced these two new gifts. The Whisper of the Seeds, which many of you received, and those provide you with tremendous individual benefits. And also the Singing Seed Fountains, which will be coming soon, which provide each household with immeasurable benefit, but also which contribute to the overall effort, strengthening the World Mother Seed, strengthening the initial rotations of creation for the entire world in tremendous ways. So never think that you are alone. Never think that your actions don't matter. Every one of you, every single action matters for the entire planet and for creation. So thank you for everything that you do. Have a great rest of your week. I'll speak with you again on Sunday.